What's going on, Fort Worth family? It's the kid, BigBossFabo, back again with a video. I'm actually doing Remembering 9/11, look back at how America came together on September 11th. 21 years ago today, the world stood still as we witnessed the horrific events of September 11th. Nearly 3,000 people died, but as the ashes settled, the people of America rose up, forsaking political and ideological allegiances, choosing to love their neighbors as themselves. Let us today be reminded of the bond we forged together. And rather than choosing bitterness and division, may we choose love, peace, as we honor the lives of those we lost. That is our prayer on this 20th anniversary of 9/11. So this is from CBN News. CBN News channel, man. RIP to all that lost their lives 9/11, man. Prayers out to the family consistently to this day, who still feel that pain, that hurt from losing loved ones, still have that void. But, prayers goes out. Obviously, as mentioned, this is the 20th anniversary. It's crazy to think about. It's been 2 decades, So let's go ahead and hop into this reaction. Basically just remembering 9/11 and a look back at how America came together. Let's see.
American Airlines emergency line, please state your emergency.
The cockpit's not answering. Somebody's stabbed in business class. And I think there's mates that we can't breathe. I don't know. I think we're getting hijacked.
Somebody hit the World Trade Center or the...
It's a Trade Center.
The World Trade
Center.
Center. There's a fire on the upper floors.
This just in, you are looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center, and we have unconfirmed reports this morning
that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center. We don't know anything more than that. We don't know if it was a commercial aircraft. We have no idea how many were on board or what the extent of the injuries are right now.
Jules, this is Ryan. Listen, on an airplane that's been hijacked, and things don't go well. It's not looking good. I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good. So have a good time. And I just totally love you. And I will see you later. Bye, babe. Bye-bye.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
That looks like a second plane.
Oh, there's another one. Another plane just hit. Right. Oh, my God. Another plane has just hit. It hit another building. Flew right into the middle of it.
Oh, my goodness, there's another one.
This seems to be on purpose.
Oh, my goodness. Now you...
You said this seems to be on purpose. Well, what do you think's going on? So, it's crazy to even think back at this time. I was like 11, something like that. I was a kid, like 5th grade, right? So when this was occurring in school, they did put it on TV, I believe, if I recall correctly. But at that age, just to understand or try to conceptualize what's happening, man, I just know that the teachers were distraught. And it was something that kind of paused time, so to speak. Like the day didn't move forward. Like people were just in the classrooms watching the TV, so 2 decades doesn't even seem real. It seems like it's very recent, but imagine seeing this live, just watching the planes hit the buildings. It must have been an unexplainable kind of feeling.
Now it's obvious, I think.
I leaned over and whispered into his right ear, a second plane hit the second tower. America is under attack.
Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. We're looking at a live picture from Washington, and there is smoke pouring out of the Pentagon. It would appear that there has been another major explosion, this one in the nation's capital. There is smoke in the air over the Pentagon.
This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way!
My thing is the fact that people crowded that close under it. I mean, the firemen can be there. You know, they trained. You know, they certified, licensed to speak. But when you just got the general public, you know the building's going to collapse. I would not be in the vicinity whatsoever.
We're getting reports that a part of the tower, the second tower, the one a bit further to the south of us, has collapsed. We are checking on that.
United 93, that traffic for you is 1 o'clock, 12 miles eastbound 370.
Negative contact, we're looking United 93.
When I took the call over, there was a soft-spoken, calm gentleman. I asked him his name. He told me Todd Beamer. He said, "Lisa, would you recite the Lord's Prayer with me?" He said, "Okay, let's roll."
We've got a report from a guy at 24 of a cloud of black smoke off his lap.
Wheeling Pit 97.
But we don't have confirmation.
United Airlines flight number 93 left Newark at 8:01 this morning en route to San Francisco. It went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
The North Tower is leaning. Oh my God, there it goes!
I hope I live. I hope I live. It's coming down on me.
And there's, you can see, perhaps the second tower, the front tower, the top portion of which is collapsing. Good Lord.
Both trade towers, where thousands of people work, on this day, Tuesday, have now been attacked and destroyed. There is simply no way to accurately describe the emotion this evokes.
I want you all to know that America today is on bended knee in prayer for the people whose lives were lost here, for the workers who work here, for the families who mourn. This nation stands with the good people of New York City and New Jersey and Connecticut as we mourn the loss of thousands of our citizens. I can hear you. I can hear you. The rest of the world hears you. And the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Dang, boy, George was putting that spiel on. You know, a lot of people knocked George Bush for his presidency, you know, his presidential candidacy, but you know, and I'm not gonna get into conspiracies because a lot of people tie a lot of conspiracy to 9/11. I don't know. I'm not gonna act like I know, and you folks out there shouldn't act like y'all know. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that, you know, society is not in the loops on. Don't assume what the media puts in front of your face. But point being is, George Bush, you know, he handled the 9/11 situation pretty solid. A lot of people wouldn't be able to handle it. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can't really compare it and say, oh, such and such would have done a better job. Nah, bro, you can't really say that. I mean, George Bush was there. He was meant to be in the timeline for that to occur and him to be in presidential status, so to speak, you know. So I got to say, you know, the speeches, the way he rallied folks together and kind of maintained character, it really is commendable. You know what I mean? This is a touchy subject, too. A lot of people don't like to touch on 9/11. They don't respect how certain people's views are when it comes to it. And, you know, a lot of political chaos ensues when we talk about the subject matter. But everybody to each their own. Handle it how y'all want to handle it. If this is not something you want to watch, then, you know, click off. But of course, we try to be sensitive to everybody's point of view when it comes to something like this. A lot of people lost family members in this occurrence. So, but I know this is a subject that a lot of people don't want to touch on. Get into the specifics about.
September 11 will go down in our history as a day to remember. None of us will ever forget the pictures of our courageous firefighters and police, many of whom have lost friends and colleagues, or the hundreds of people attending or standing patiently in line to donate blood. A tragedy like this could have torn our country apart, but instead, it has united us. This event can give a message of hope. Hope for the present. And hope for the future. The cross tells
Dang, I didn't know he had a little
that
speech.
God understands our sin and our suffering. And from the cross, God declares, I love you.
Billy Graham.
The story does not end with the cross. For Easter points us beyond the tragedy of the cross
Billy Joel,
to the
bro?
empty tomb. It tells us that there is hope for eternal life. For Christ has conquered evil and death and hell. My prayer today is that we will feel the loving arms of God.
Who would have thought Billy Graham had
wrapped
spoke?
around us.
I didn't even know. I was
And
a
we'll
kid
know
back
in
then.
our hearts that He will never forsake us as we trust in Him. And this is going to be a day that we will remember as a day of victory. May God bless you all.
Billy Graham. R.I.P. my boy. All right, that right there is Remember 9/11. Look back at how America came together, man. Definitely a sensitive topic, sensitive video. A lot of folks, touchy subject matter. But R.I.P. to everybody who lost their lives. Like I said prior, you know, prayers out to the family members who still deal with that hurt and pain to this day. Definitely a point in time that affected the country. Started a lot of the war going on currently. If you really think about it. Still continuation, you know, in terms of what happened over several decades ago. So, like, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, FortWorthFabian. It's the road to 1 million. Preach love, prosperity, everybody rocking with the channel, man. Let me know how y'all feel. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comment section down below. We out.